Doesn't make me feel like one, I'll tell you that.
All right, it says it's live. I don't believe it until we actually get a viewer.
Well, then that may never happen.
Isn't that funny?
Isn't it? Oh, gosh. Will you look at that?
Will you look at it?
We've got to get working on that. Put on a couple of the LBs. Ugh. Are we getting the boot in the shot?
Oh, it's working. Good. First time. No boot in the shot. Sibilance. It's a joke. You don't get jokes.
I guess I don't.
You're right. I don't get jokes. All right. Hold on. I got to, for those of you that are watching live, we are starting in a minute. I just got to get the link out on Twitter. And now I never know if the podcast works until we actually go live. So it works. Then I got to get the podcast chat or the YouTube chat open. So 1 second. Okay, I do that. I get that out of here. I do this. I see chat people. I do this. I do this. Okay, it says people are watching. Chat says it's working great. That's good. I need this. Hello. This, I feel like I'm forgetting something. All right, what is it? Beheum?
I believe it was Beheum.
Beheum. All right. 3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo Podcast, Webisode 606, the Beheum Podcast. Mom Brain, can you tell us about Beheum? That is not Beheum.
No, but this is. Beheum is a brown extraterrestrial Pokemon with an oblong head that features depressions in both sides. It has black symmetrical lines going down the front of its head. On the rim of its head, there lay 2 green eyes with small black pupils. It has a lighter brown collar.
Have you been drinking? Let me check your pupils.
I'm not sure it's so much drinking as it is.
Have you been smoking the reefer?
Reefer madness. Has a lighter brown collar and 4 dots on its chest of the same color. Beheum's arms have 3 finger-like digits, 1 red, 1 green, and 1 yellow.
I know.
1 for the P, 1 for
1,
the bugs.
2, 3. Please continue.
It has a rim underneath its main body under which are 2 small legs. It communicates by flashing its multicolored fingers. Beheum can change the memories of its opponents, being able to erase or even rewrite them. Beheum, did you want to see him?
No, I was trying to read this. Gut. It says gut. Follow your gut. I was like, follow your gut. What does that mean? Anyway, Beheum. Whoa, there you go, right there.
A
little roast beef advertisement. Do you like Pokemon? You probably like roast beef as well.
Beheum is number 606. He weighs 76 pounds, and he's 3 feet tall, and you can't teach.
You reversed it this week, so
that.
You ended on the right one. Good job.
Yeah, he's a psychic type, or she, because you're just as likely to find a male as you are a female.
Mm-hmm.
And abilities include telepathy or synchronize, and the hidden ability is analytic. I am very smart.
Thanks, Mom Brain.
You are so welcome.
I'm not wearing my hat today because my hair is so goddamn weird, great. I got like Bozo the Clown, Wolverine hair It's amazing. Well, Bozo's bald up top, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a whole head of hair. He's got like the hair cup, and Wolverine has the floating poofed out sides, and that's kind of what I got today. And I mean, not that I care, but I went out in public like this today, and I didn't realize it until I got home.
Yeah.
And that speaks volumes for you.
What do you mean?
Because you never said before we go out, you should fix your hair, or like, hey, your hair's a little weird, because you're like, I know he doesn't care, and I love him.
Yeah.
And you're like, it doesn't matter. He's wearing a Ninja Turtle shirt and plaid shorts.
No, I just don't. I know that you don't care.
I do not.
So
Robert says, your hair is immaculate. Thank you, Robert. Speaking of that, hello to Robert and Serso and We Lover and Alejandro, also known as Zidane, or Haruhi and Jamie and Nova and Roth and over here, Alexa and T27 Duck, of course, and Andy the Zombie and Colma and whoever else is here. I'll give you a special, I should always give you a special thank you for joining us this week, but an extra special thank you today because I believe the Splatoon 2 global test fire is going on right now, and that's only available during certain times. So for those of you who have a Switch and are choosing not to play and are instead here watching us live, thank you very much.
What are you doing?
But for those of you who are listening later, I don't blame you. And for those of you who are listening at all, thank you.
Thank you.
I have some news.
Yes.
So lately, I've been doing my YouTube stuff, video every day at least. I have some new ideas. Last week I talked about an idea for a video I wanted to do, and I made it this week, as you saw if you follow the YouTube channel. But I've been saying, like, the podcast is getting new listeners. We've been getting more downloads than usual. We keep going up each month. And I'd like to say something which some people might not appreciate, but it's a little bit of proof of what's going on. This week, I was contacted by a company who wants to represent the GoNintendo podcast. I haven't told you this. And they want to bring advertising. They want to bring advertising to the show.
Wow.
And I know that's not exciting as far as being a listener, but we're going to work on things and see how it goes. So I'm a fan of, if you listen to online podcasts or radio shows over terrestrial radio, if you listen, hello Magic Trooper, if you listen to that stuff, I'm a fan of live reads, which are advertisements that are read by the host as the show is going on, because it lets in for a little banter and stuff like that, and it could be made fun.
Yeah.
But companies aren't really so much into that.
You can't control it.
Because you can't control it. So that's what I would like to do. I don't want to do pre-recorded ads. And you know what else I don't mind? Like when you listen to a podcast where like this episode is presented by audible.com. Check out Audible or whatever.
Or MailChimp.
Or MailChimp. So yeah, I if we do any advertising, it's not going to be crazy. And I want to push for live reads because I think those are fun. Hello, Spaniel. And I am going to try that. But yeah, I think that'll be a lot of fun doing some live reads. And obviously, I'm not going to be like, here's an ad at the start of the show, in the middle of the show, and the end of the show. They have specific places where they want the ads, but I'm going to push for just one at most, and live reads. We'll see what happens. And you know, whatever we do, if you don't like it, tell me you don't like it, and we won't do it anymore. I don't care. I don't need to do advertising on the podcast. I shouldn't. It's like me saying I don't need money. I don't want money. But I don't want money at the cost of you guys. I mean, we've been doing the show a bazillion years, and if you don't like it, then it's gone. That's all it takes. We had something with advertising on. Robert, that's an interesting bit of information. He says, get in touch with Dollar Shave Club. He says they've been supporting smaller podcasts. Well, maybe I will. I just don't know if they'd want to work with me because I have this giant beard.
Weren't you beard advertising for them for a while? Was that them?
I was going to do it, but then we were going to North Carolina, and I couldn't remember. They sent me the box with the little signs and everything. That's cool. I'll reach out to them. But yeah, this past week we had an issue with GoNintendo.com. Oh dear. Now see, Nikki Hill's texting me in a group text. He knows the podcast is recording right now.
He doesn't care.
He does care. And anybody that cares about the podcast the most, it is Nikki Hill.
Well, here's what I think. He probably meant it for everyone in the group text.
He probably figured I had my phone on mute, so it's my fault. We had an issue with advertising this week. Some people were having an issue where they were clicking through on their mobile device on Twitter, so they'd follow our Twitter link and they'd get taken to a takeover ad. That's never how it's supposed to be. We never do takeover ads. I will never do takeover ads. I'll never okay them. I don't want them. I don't even want banner ads, but you know, it's a necessary evil because I need money. It's my job. But that was happening. And I told everybody on Twitter, if you're experiencing that, email me and we'll get it worked out. And from my understanding, we got it worked out. So that's good. So I just want to apologize for that again. But I'm not about advertising in your face. I mean, on the YouTube channel, I don't have advertising. If you see ads on the YouTube channel on any of my videos, it's because a video has been content claimed by somebody else and they put ads on there. I do not have ads enabled. At some point in the future, it could happen. But I don't want to do it like that. To tell you the truth, what I would rather do is a Patreon, so I could keep ads off the video. And at the most, I would want $1 from somebody. I don't want anything more than $1. I think $1 a month for the content is more than fine because I have crappy equipment and stupid ideas and stuff like that. Yeah. But if I were going to do it, I would love to move away from more traditional advertising and more towards crowdfunding. And that's a scary thing in and of itself because, the site is how we live. You're a teacher. I do the site. We put our money together. We pay mortgage and all the other stuff that we need. And if I was moving towards crowdfunding, 1 month I could get tell you the truth, it's not that different because right now I don't know what I make a month until I actually get it. Crowdfunding, I would have a better idea what I make a month.
Yeah, until you piss people off.
Exactly. But the problem is, if you're doing it monthly like that, you don't know how much the shift is going to be between people. Plus, the people actually would support a Patreon. That's the other thing. So we have X thousands amount of people that visit GoNintendo.com and millions of page views every month. But what percentage of those people are going to say yes, I'm okay with donating $1 a month? It's going to be a very small amount.
Yeah, for anybody that might do $1 once, but
for anybody that's doing a Patreon, the size of their viewer base or their readership versus the size of the crowd that actually donates to a Patreon, it's single digit percentages. Sure, there are some that get double digit percentage, but it's in low double digits. It's a risky endeavor, so it will be hard for me to cut ties completely with traditional advertising and go all in on Patreon. It would certainly be scary, but I would love to have no ads on the site and no ads on YouTube and no ads on the podcast. That would be the best way to go. But it's scary, something, I don't know, things to consider. But I like to keep you guys informed on all that stuff. So there you go. That's what's going on.
Now you're informed.
Now you know as much as I do. So it's just me and Mom Brain again this week. Hey, Kirby is helping his brother R-Type move into a new joint. So that's what they're doing. Lube is in a completely different state for work.
I mean, he's really always in a.
Nikki Hill is filming a TV show right now, but I can't tell you what. He is filming it. He's not in it.
He's the filmer.
He is the part of the crew filming it.
Very talented part of the crew, actually.
I know what show. T27 Duck. I've considered a lot of stuff with advertising, and I put a ton of research in it. I've talked to so many other sites and video publishers and video content makers and stuff like that to talk to them about their move to Patreon, and almost everybody has said it hasn't worked out for them. The groups that really see success there aren't coming from a traditional website side of things. They're coming from much bigger places and only focusing on video. So the kind of funny guys or stuff like that, because you know they had IGN as some of them had IGN as a platform before, and it moved into their own thing. Or like the Game Trailers guys. I don't know how, I haven't talked to them personally, but the Game Trailers guys moved over to do their own thing on YouTube, and I don't know how much they're making there. But yeah, I've talked to at least 30 different people / organizations that tried that stuff, which is what makes me scary. Which is what makes me scary. It makes me scared to jump into that, but you know, something to consider. Yeah, I know Colin Moriarty just went over and did his own thing, but he's moved away. See, that's the other thing. Like, Colin Moriarty is doing his stuff, and, you know, I don't agree with Colin in a whole bunch of different ways, but I don't wish him any ill will. And he's out to do his own thing. And right now, I'm trying to say it without sounding like a jerk. Like, all the stuff that happened to made him leave kind of funny. That like really expanded out into the internet and grabbed him a whole bunch of people that just want to support him no matter what, for any number of causes. So right now is like, boom, the perfect time for him to do that. And he's going to get, you know, a lot of cash right off the bat. But it'll be interesting to see a year from now where he's at. And again, I don't wish him any ill will. And he's not doing anything video game related anymore. He's going to be focusing on history and politics and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, something to consider, certainly.
Take away from
and
that.
I certainly wouldn't ask for a lot of money, because I feel bad asking for any money. I've had so many take a whiff of this.
Yeah, it smells great. Careful, it's strong.
It's good. Yeah, I've had a lot of people tell me, start a Patreon. I want to support your Patreon. I'd love to support your Patreon. I just feel bad. That's the question right there. Do I feel bad for having people invest in a Patreon, or do I feel bad for not asking people to invest in a Patreon and making them look at ads? Which one makes me the worst person?
You'd have to like...
It's tough, man. It's tough.
Could you, I mean, I guess it's kind of a leap of faith because, you know, could you Patreon for 6 months and then see how you do?
Oh, yeah, I could do Patreon for a certain amount of months. Yeah, I mean, I could always sign up with an advertiser again. But then that's the thing. You don't want to jerk around the readers like that and be like, hey, we're Patreon. Oh, that didn't work. Back to advertising. You know what I mean?
We're trying Patreon to see if it's sustainable.
Yeah, it's tough. Thank you, Nova. I appreciate that. Kim, you're right. So I don't know. That's my thought process. You don't. Mom Brain will vouch. I worry about you guys way more than I worry about myself or many people. I constantly worry about what's happening to you guys on the site, like all the time. It's always been like that because I like you guys. So it's important to me. It keeps me up at night.
Yeah, it does.
But
we don't, and listen, we're not fancy folks. It's not like we,
we're not fancy. I mean, we're not fancy folks here, rubbing expensive lotions on our feet with our bionic boots and.
It's not an expensive lotion.
Lenses so our eyes see better. That's hoity. We'd have Coke bottle glasses. We'd make our own, damn it, if we didn't have money to spend. I keep getting the email from lens crafters, and it's like, set up your appointment. I'm like, don't have the money. Yeah. If these glasses break, now I'm screwed because now my eyes are so adjusted to this. Forget it.
Why do you think I have always been anal about my glasses?
Now I understand.
Yeah, I think you owe me an apology.
Let me touch your lenses. All right. Well, there's your GoNintendo behind the scenes update.
That bionic boot. It was covered by insurance.
Bionic elbow. Let's get to some actual Nintendo news now, because there's a lot going on, because I don't know if you've heard, but Nintendo's got a new system out, so people are kind of talking about it. Thank you, Pablo. That's very nice of you to say.
What did Pablo say?
Pablo said, this is one of my new favorite gaming channels.
Wow. No problem.
See, this is a whole different discussion. I'm going to say something really quick. With YouTube, I know people want me to make a certain type of content, and I am always honest about that. I'm going to make content when I'm hit with an idea. I don't sit down at the beginning of the week and I'm like, all right, I need 7 videos. Right. What am I going to do? when I'm inspired to make a video, that's when I make it, because if I'm forcing myself to make a video, then I feel like it's not going to be good content.
Mm-hmm.
Not that my content that I put out now is good. I'm just saying forced rather unforced, or forced versus forced.
It's a more holistic feeling, like it, you know?
Forced versus unforced. I did that same thing I did a million podcasts ago. Might not happen. Might not.
Might not.
Yeah. All right. Well, I should do a podcast all about that stuff one day. Anyway, Capcom talked to Nintendo about the Switch before it came out. We had an article about this a while ago, how Capcom was working very closely with Nintendo on the Switch and telling them we'd like it to do this, that, and the other thing. And we got some more insight into that as far as what are you doing? As far as what they were talking to Nintendo about. So Nintendo and Capcom discussed Switch's performance and specs, and it was important for Nintendo as a platform holder to get those opinions from different developers, because obviously they would like to get third parties on there and they want to know what kind of specs the third parties are looking for. And Capcom said the RAM in the Switch back when they were making it wasn't sufficient. Capcom's like, we want to do stuff with the RE engine, and what you guys have on a Switch just isn't going to cut it. So Capcom said, you should have this in the Switch, and Nintendo eventually was like, all right. And Capcom ended up getting exactly what they requested for RAM in the Switch. So now the onus is on Capcom. So Capcom's looking into how they can make the RE engine work on Switch and what they can do with it, and how to optimize it and how to make it work in a low power state when the Switch isn't docked and stuff like that. So we don't know what they're doing with the RE engine on the Switch. It seems like they're obviously trying to make it work on Switch and seeing how they can work with it. But Nintendo did their half of the deal. And Capcom says it's not an easy task, obviously, but they want to put in effort to achieve the best results. So I wouldn't be surprised if at E3 we heard something from Capcom, at least one game besides Street Fighter, obviously, that's coming to the Switch. There's been rumors of Resident Evil 7 coming to the Switch for a long time now, so we'll see. Top-rated comment comes from Rygar, and he says, apparently not enough RAM for the Disney Afternoon NES collection. I would like to see any Resident Evil, though. Yeah, right. They're talking about, Capcom's like, hey, we want to support the system, put this much RAM in it. And then they're like, you want Disney Afternoon collection? No, we're not doing that.
They're crazy.
Still waiting to hear a response from Capcom on that. I don't understand it. That is one of the most mind-boggling things to me. That decision, I need an answer. You know what? That's what I'm doing this week. I'm going to harass Capcom PR people over email and try and get a statement on it.
I'm sure they'll love that.
Well, I'm not in the business of making game companies love me, okay?
What are you in the business of?
I sell used underwear online.
Women's?
No.
Your own?
You know what's really probably great as a listener on the podcast?
What?
Right? Literally right by the microphone.
Sorry, guys. 2 more.
Just letting you do it.
Okay.
So earlier in the week, Square Enix on the official, we'll call it the Secret of Mana Twitter account because we know it as Secret of Mana in Japan. It's Seiken Densetsu. So that series has 3 games. Secret of Mana was the second game in the series, but that's one that got localized. And they, on Twitter, on the official account, they showed the 3rd game in the series running on the Switch. They had 2 people playing it on Switch because it has multiplayer. And everybody's like, whoa, 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 what's going on here? Is this a tease of Virtual Console or what the hell's going on? Because we didn't know anything about this. And then I think it was a day later, seriously, or literally 24 hours later, Square Enix announced for Japan the Seiken Densetsu trilogy is coming to Switch, both digital and retail. So it's a package with all 3 games in it. And there's some new things added in. But obviously, the 3rd game has never been localized. So lots of fans over here want to see that happen. But at the very least, you'll be able to purchase the digital version on the eShop because it's region free. Well, you could buy the retail version in Japan as well and import it over here, but from the comfort of your own home. As long as you add the funds the appropriate way, you'll be able to download it. So we will be able to play it. Now, whether it actually gets a release here, an actual release outside of Japan, remains to be seen. And if it's going to get localized, that remains to be seen. But at the very least, you could play it. And I'm sure there are guides online that will be able to help you translate things or tell you what you need to do. Alexa Droog says, wow, I would love to play that. I would make use of the Japanese account if it doesn't come here. There you go. That's the perfect solution. So one way or another, you're going to get to play it. T27 Duck says, isn't Capcom having a third party make it? That dev probably only has kits for other systems. Well, I actually reached out to Digital Eclipse. That's the company that handles or is handling the game, and talked to them. And they said, we're all for it. We want to do it. They said, but obviously, if you want it to happen, you got to ask Capcom. So Digital Eclipse is like, yeah, we're down. Let's do it. Because they're the same ones that did the Mega Man Legacy Collection, which was on 3DS. So they're at least somewhat familiar with Nintendo platforms. Obviously, they haven't worked on the Switch yet, but they're down. The problem is Capcom hasn't said anything. Can't get any information out of them, which kind of sucks. But, you know, we'll see. When does that come out? April? I think it's April. So last week I talked to you guys in the podcast about the idea of the Nintendo bump when it comes to review scores. And I was saying I was toying with making a video about that, and I did. I made the video about it. And it seems like you guys really took to the video. So I appreciate it. But I said in a podcast last week, I had a lot more details I wanted to go into with the discussion that I wasn't going to bore you with on the podcast. So go check out the video. It's not a long one. I want to say it's under 15 minutes. But to those of you that watched it, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. What is up with this iPad today? GameStop says that Switch sales are phenomenal. And being a wrestling fan, every time I hear the word phenomenal or read it, I think of AJ Styles because he's the phenomenal AJ Styles. So every time, that word's ruined for me forever. They say the attach rate for the system is very high. And once again, they say sales could eclipse the Wii. So this is GameStop Senior Director of Merchandising, Eric Bright. He says, Nintendo Switch is off to a start right now that it could possibly eclipse the Wii. Initial sales on this have been phenomenal. I can't give straight numbers, but I can say we're seeing one of the highest attach rates of software and accessories to a device and we've seen in a long time. We're seeing tremendous success with the power chargers for the Nintendo Switch, as well as people coming in and picking up extra Joy-Cons so that people can turn it into a 4-player device. We will soon be going online with all new bundles. Because of the popularity of Zelda, which is one of my top picks, that's him saying that, we're putting together a Zelda bundle of hardware and accessories for customers to pick up online. And that leads me to a story to share with you. That's a personal story. So, since the Switch came out, or since I've had the Switch, my parents visit every week as they usually do, but my mom's been playing the Switch, and she plays it a lot when she's here. She usually ignores me and plays the Switch. So she's been playing it a lot, and she had the intentions of buying a Switch. And I told her about the trade-in deal at GameStop, which you can trade in a Wii U, which she has. And until the 26th, so until tomorrow, you can get $150 for it. Usual credit trade-in on it is $100. You're getting an extra $50. The system costs $3, so getting half price credit on a trade-in, as far as GameStop goes, that's pretty damn good. So I told her about the deal. She's like, yeah, I want to do it. So she got all of her stuff together. But the problem is, the Switch is impossible to find. I called every GameStop within like a 35-mile radius here. And then this is before we had information later in the week, but I called Toys R Us and I called Walmart. Nobody's got them. Nowhere to be found. But like I said, my mom specifically wanted to do GameStop so she'd get the trade-in credit. So GameStop said they were going to have Switches this week on the 22nd, and some of them started selling it earlier than that, or the 23rd, whatever day it was. Some of them got them in early and started selling them earlier than that. They were first come, first serve. And there was a local store here. The guy wouldn't tell me how many they were going to get because he's not allowed to, but he did say they were expecting somewhere in between 10 and 15. So I was like, all right, Mom, I found the store. It's our best chance. The guy's like, shipment usually comes in between 11 and 11:10. And he said, as long as you're ready, you should be okay. He said, call the store and make sure. So I had my dad ready. I was like, Dad, we're going to go out. We're going to get this thing for Mom. I called the store multiple times the next day and harassed the poor guy. Eventually, he was like, the truck just showed up, and he said, we have 12 of them in there. And he said, they're first come, first serve. And I said, is there anybody at the store? And he said, look at the guy. He said, no, there's no one here in line. He said, I have people calling literally every couple of minutes asking about it, but no one's here right now. So I was like, all right, Dad, let's go. So we got in the car. We went to GameStop. We got there 25 minutes later. All 12 had sold out in the first 15 minutes. So no one was at the store to get them, and within 15 minutes, all 12 were sold.
Everyone was at the store to get them.
Yeah, and when I was at the store, there was a line of 7 people, all of them there to get the Switch, but obviously it was sold out. But they were all doing this bundle that this guy is talking about. And the bundle, all right, so the bundle I think was $440 or $460, I don't remember. Somewhere in there. And it includes a Switch, Breath of the Wild, the expansion pass for Breath of the Wild, Fast RMX, Snipper
Wait,
Clips.
there's an expansion?
Yeah, they're releasing 3 new bits of content as the year goes on. One of them is story related. Fast RMX, Snipper Clips, and what is it? No.
A Pro Control?
Oh, Shovel Knight. It was Shovel Knight.
Ooh.
And my mom's like, I like Shovel Knight. And I go, I know you do. And she says, I like Snipper Clips. And I said, I know you do. She goes, I don't really like racing games. I said, I know, but, you know.
She could sell that, couldn't she?
So I was like, Mom, oh, so I should explain. We went to GameStop. It was sold out. I called my mom, and I'm like, Mom, sorry, we tried. They sold out. And she goes, oh, man, what a bummer. She said, do you know when they're getting more? And I said, I don't know when they're getting more in store. They keep pushing this bundle. So, that was that. I went home. And then later that day, my mom calls and she's like, I think I'm going to do that bundle. And I said, all right. So the next day we went into GameStop and traded in all of her stuff. And she pre-ordered her bundle. So her Switch should be getting to her before the month is out with all those games. So she's going to be a Switch owner now. She's so excited. So I said, goodbye, Mom. Yeah, she's really, really excited about it. So she'll have plenty of stuff to play. And she's like, Minecraft is coming out on this, right? And I said, yes, Minecraft is confirmed.
She's like a die-hard, lifelong Minecraft player.
A die-hard Minecraft player on console, which is weird.
Why?
Because, if somebody says, I'm a die-hard Minecraft person, you imagine they're playing on PC. It'd be like saying, I play Minecraft all the time. Big into Minecraft. Where do you play it? Oh, on my phone. I play it on my phone. Right. Not that, millions of copies have been sold on consoles. But if you say if you consider someone a hardcore player.
Well, I just mean she's like a daily kind of, she takes it very seriously.
She does. But I said, yeah. It is coming to the Switch. I don't know when, but it is. So she was like, okay, good. And actually, the guy in the store was like, do you have a 3DS? And she goes, yeah. The guy goes, I know it's not the same, but it's very similar. He said, have you heard of Cube Creator 3D? And I was talking to the guy. I'm like, oh, yeah, I know all about it. I was like, I don't know why I never thought to tell my mom about it. She's like, what is it? The guy's like, basically, it's Minecraft, but it's not officially Minecraft. And he had his 3DS in the store. So he's like, here, and showed it to her. And she was like, oh, this looks really good. And I said, well, here, get this. And play this until you get your Switch, because it's like $5. So that'll be her holdover until the Switch shows up. But yes, she will have a Switch now. But yeah, it's insane. Right now,
have to say goodbye to all of her Minecraft
She wrote down her seeds.
Oh,
so she's good for that stuff. But it's insane. Yeah, as of right now, Switch sales are insane.
Well,
I cannot believe how fast they're selling out.
And it's not like it's a holiday or anything either,
No, I mean,
that's going to be the big gift this year.
Hopefully.
It'll be a Nintendo thing 2 years in a row. Last year it was the NES.
Hopefully it continues this way. I feel sad that not everybody can get a Switch that wants one. Well, you just need some patience, which sucks. I understand, but.
And hey,
as far as Nintendo goes, this is a good thing. The hype's out there. The system's hard to find. People are talking about it. People know what it is. People see it and are interested in it. So
while we're on the subject,
it's exciting.
This could be the pot calling the kettle black.
Exciting times.
But remember, the people that work in the stores,
I remember.
they don't have any control over like what comes in and when and all that. So like, just, you know, try to be patient with them. It's not their fault that
You mean
can't
not
get a
like my
Switch.
dad?
Right.
So, good luck to those of you that are still trying to get one. Hang in there. You have Toys R Us. Shoot, was it today? I think it might have been today. They were saying they had them. I know, brick and mortar only, not online. I don't remember if it was today or tomorrow. Hulk says, I don't expect the Switch to eclipse the Wii, but it's nice to hear it's doing well. That's exactly how I feel. I want it to eclipse the Wii as far as total sales go. That would be fantastic. As a Nintendo fan, I would like to see that. Do I expect it to? No, I don't think it's going to sell 100 million units. I think that goal is going to happen with the PS4. I think they got a real success there. There's no chance for Microsoft to hit that with the way the Xbox One is selling. And I'm not saying, you know, Xbox One's dead. It's just, you know, not selling well when compared to the Xbox 360. Obviously, Microsoft has some ground to make up there. But as far as consoles go, the PS4 is the winner in this generation right now. But I think that's kind of cool because the Switch is hitting in a different place, like a different time. It's not like the Wii U was, which came out shortly around the same time as, I want to say, the Xbox One, I think. So yeah, I don't know. There might be something to this March launch. We don't need to talk about that. If you're a fan of Fire Emblem Echo Shadows of Valencia is getting a limited edition bundle. So, it comes out May 19th.
May 19th.
There we go. That's what I was waiting for. You know, Kane's running for like mayor somewhere, I think.
Well, we haven't seen him in a while.
I think it's mayor. It's some political office. I don't remember what though. This limited edition bundle includes the game, obviously, a hardcover Valencia art book, a Fire Emblem Echo Shadows of Valencia sound selection CD, a pin set depicting characters Alm, Celica, and Marth, a reversible cover sheet that looks like the packaging for the original Famicom game, and that is going to retail for 60 smackers. So if you, it's selling out like crazy. I don't imagine they're going to make a ton of them, but what is out there is tough to find. And, you know, I'm tired of these sound selection CDs. I don't want a sound selection. I want the goddamn soundtrack. If I'm buying the limited edition, give me the full soundtrack.
What does that mean?
Sound selection means select songs on a CD from the soundtrack, not the whole soundtrack.
But you know as well as I do that the ones you
want aren't going to be on
there.
there. Yep. Ronan Alchemist says that's actually a pretty good price. I think I'll be going after that. Well, Ronan, I hope you got it then. Keep tabs. It's better to keep. It's better to keep tabs on our Twitter. This iPad's wonky today. It's better to keep tabs on our Twitter if you're looking for stock situations on things. Because it's easier for me to tweet stuff out there quickly. I'll put the post up on GoNintendo, but half the time I'll be like, hey, stock. There's Switch stock on Amazon, and I post it up, and then like 2 seconds later, it's gone. So I try, my friends. We did that. Radiant Historia is getting a remake, pretty much. It's called Radiant Historia Perfect Chronology. Kirby played Radiant Historia and really liked it on the DS, obviously. Really, really enjoyed it. And I believe it came out kind of late in the DS's lifespan. But the people that played it really liked it. So this is Atlas kind of being like, let's give the game a second shot. A second shot. Well, no word on localization yet. But it's a remake. Yeah, released on DS in 2010. Comes out in Japan June 29th. Has enhanced graphics. And has new insert scenes for events. Full lineup of voice actors that did not appear in the original game. It has 2 modes, Perfect Mode and Append Mode. In Perfect Mode, you can choose to play newly added sub-history in addition to the standard history and alternate history of the original title right from the beginning of the game. In Append Mode, you start with standard history and alternate history. And after clearing those, you move on to the sub-history. You can also change the difficulty level. There's new animation work being done for the game. It's being handled by A1 Pictures. The protagonist, you don't need to know that. The same from the beginning. All right, so there you go. Remake for the game. We don't know if it's getting localized, but, you know, Atlas is involved. I'd say it's gonna come here. The first one did. Well, this is the first one, so I imagine a remake with some guy says sounds cool. I never played the DS one. Neither did I, but I heard great things. This is a perfect chance for us to get in. Zionic says, I agree. Radiant Historia was phenomenal. Well, there you go. If you're going to trust anyone, trust Zionic.
RPG.
RPG, the only one for me.
You hate RPGs. No, you don't hate them. You just aren't a big fan.
I'm not a big fan. I definitely don't hate them. They are tough for me because I don't usually play them, so they scare me when I play them.
As in, like, there's so much to do and learn?
I know I suck at playing them. Let's put it that way. I can fumble my way through, but I know if I was good, it would be much easier for me to handle. Fire Emblem Echoes Limited Edition is also available in Europe to our European friends, so you're not getting left out. Here's some news that we all expected was going to happen. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, the Kickstarter game from one of my favorite developers, Koji Igarashi, has been canceled for the Wii U, and it's being moved over to Switch. I think that makes perfect sense. I don't really think it's a surprise to anybody that donated for the Wii U version. I'm sure there will be some people who are upset with the change. I get it. You donated, and you're not getting it on the system you donated for. I get that. Obviously, you can switch your Wii U donation over to the Switch version and get it there. If you plan on getting a Switch or you have one now. And if you don't, you can, well, I don't want to say that officially because I'm not sure. Yeah, so it's being handled the best way it possibly can. It says, we would like to respond to our backers by preparing options for them, such as moving your pledge to another version or requesting a refund if you don't want any other version. So really, all issues are taken care of other than you only own a Wii U and it's not going to come out on the Wii U. So you can play it on other platforms. You can move your donation over to the Switch. You can get your money back. You're just not going to be able to play it on Wii U. So, like I said, I don't really think it's a big shocker for anybody. I think we all knew this was coming. I feel like Igarashi's team at the Kickstarter has been very forthcoming about all of this, and they've mentioned the tough decision before that they were looking into. It just doesn't make sense to release the game on Wii U at this point. I completely understand that.
Oh dear.
So, I mean,
happening?
I'm super excited for this game. I cannot wait to play it. I need my Castlevania fix, and Konami's not giving it to me. And the reason I had that Castlevania fix was through Igarashi, and this is his baby. I'm so excited for this game. I can't tell you how badly I want to play it. And he's getting the music is handled by the person who did most of Castlevania's music. It's perfect. It's perfect. I'm really excited for it. I think it has a very small chance of not being a good game because how many Igarashi-made Castlevania games were there? And for fans of that type of Castlevania, how many of them were bad? I would say none of them were bad. So, and we haven't had that in a long time. What was the last time we had a full-on brand new Igarashi Castlevania? What was it? Order of Ecclesia? Which was my favorite one. Man, I like that one a lot. Next to Symphony of the Night, that's my favorite one. I really enjoy that game. Love the character. Love the way it spiced things up with levels and stuff like that. Really good. If you missed out on Order of Ecclesia, check it out. That's a fantastic game. Luke says, I can't wait to play this on the Switch. I love the GBA and DS Castlevania games. Oh, I agree with you, Luke. They are fantastic. There's certain games, like, I should even say genres, that I feel like can only, not even certain, there's certain game feelings, like gameplay types, that I feel can only be handled by certain franchises or certain developers. Mega Man. There's something about Mega Man games, traditional side-scrolling Mega Man games, there's like a feel to them. I don't know what it is, but like I don't get that exact feeling from any other platformers. Even games that mimic the Mega Man style, I don't get that feeling. And I'm always down for a new Mega Man, like 8 Robot Masters, whatever. That's all I need. I love that feeling, and I get that same feeling from Castlevania when you're talking about the Metroidvania style. I feel like Igarashi really nailed it, and we haven't had that. There have certainly been other games that take on the Metroidvania genre, like what did I play not too long ago? Oh man, somebody help me out. It was on Xbox One. I think it was on PC too. It eventually came to PS4. There's about some little creature. Oh, something about a forest. I don't remember, but I play. What is that? But I played that, and that's definitely in the same style, but still, it didn't have that Castlevania feel to it. And I think that feel is there largely because of Igarashi. So I'm very excited. And the footage I've seen of Bloodstained gives me that same vibe. So I'm down with it. I'm excited. Oh, hopefully it makes it out this year because Ori and the Blind Forest. Thank you, sir. So, yeah, Rod Stotha, you're making good examples too. Shadow Complex and Axiom Verge, definitely in the Metroidvania style, and I love those games too. But still lacking that certain something, and it's not like I'm saying they're not the same because they don't have Dracula. That's not what I mean. There's just something about the developer that makes them, that gives them a certain little bit of magic that's different from the other ones. What have I got here? So Ubisoft has sent out and is still sending? Yes, is still sending out surveys to select customers about the Switch. So Ubisoft has some games coming to the Switch, and I'm sure there's more that we don't know of because obviously there was at least one or two rumored games that Ubisoft still hasn't shown, which I imagine we'll end up seeing at E3. But they're sending out a survey to some people, and they're like, hey, we want to talk to you about the Switch. And this is more than just your usual answer these 10 questions and write a little blurb. Ubisoft really wants to get to know what Switch owners are looking for and what they want out of the system. So they're saying you can either write to them in this survey or you can record yourself with a webcam talking about stuff. And they say participation in the survey will take about an hour of your time each day during the period. So these periods run from April 5th to 9th or June 21st to 25th. So every day, an hour worth of your time talking about the Switch. So they're taking this very seriously, which I think is really cool.
Do you think you spend more than an hour worth of your time talking about the Switch every day?
Yeah, a little bit, just a little bit.
I don't.
Here's the cool part. What do you get for your time? Ubisoft will give you $50 worth. That's $50 American. $50 worth of credit, so you can buy a Ubisoft
for
game.
An hour. For how many hours?
4 hours altogether.
So $50 for 4 hours.
It's not $50. It's $50 worth of credit, so you have to buy a Ubisoft game with it. But
I feel like that's crap. Then.
Why?
Well, I want to be compensated for my time in a way that is meaningful to me, and
you're spending 4 hours talking about video games, and you get a free video game.
A free video game I'm okay with, but not a free video game only if it's made by the people who I'm making my money.
So you want them to give you $50 flat out?
Yeah.
Well, you ain't getting it. So then you would not take the survey.
Because then they're not really giving you $50. They're giving themselves $50. Like they're
not giving themselves.
Well,
they're not making money from that.
So
then, yeah, you wouldn't take the survey then.
I'd have to be a big fan of.
Some people are motivated because they want to see the Switch do well and
me, as a hedgehog.
I saw it. And they want games to come out on it, and they're like, this is an opportunity we usually don't get. I'm going to use this time to tell Ubisoft how I really feel. Yeah. But you're like, want that ching ching, that bling bling, that all 80 $.
A little bit of scratch.
A little bit of scratch, a little bit of cheddar, a little bit of cheese, a little bit of moolah.
I love when you call it cheddar.
First comment comes from BLP Software.
Is that bacon, lettuce, and pickles?
What? They say
ones.
it's better than throwing a game out late for a higher starting price than on other systems with no features or aspects missing and saying, well, we tried. Ubisoft hasn't been like that, and thankfully, at least they aren't just taking a game, throwing it out, and expecting it to work. They acknowledge that the Switch has a different user base. Thank you, Ubisoft. I definitely think it's a cool thing to see. So yeah, if you got that survey opportunity, get in on it. Get in on it. I don't know. I don't know if you could pass it to somebody else and let them do it. So the biggest news. Hello, Low Camp. So the biggest news, and Straight Jeffin and Twisted In. Hello, guys, and Ice. Hello, all of you.
Excuse me, Jeff is the name of my class.
And AC Fan. Hello over there.
So we Straight Jeff too. Sometimes.
Straight Jeffin.
We Straight Jeffin.
So the biggest news this week, in my opinion, is Nintendo has officially squashed the issue with the Switch Joy-Cons. So if you had a left Joy-Con, or right, I guess, but more traditionally left Joy-Con that was losing sync with the system, like your inputs weren't accurately being reflected in the game. We've heard about this since launch. Nintendo said it wasn't a big deal as far as the amount of people that were experiencing it and looking for refunds. The internet tends to have a way of blowing things out of
10,000 way.
blowing things out of proportion. It certainly was an issue. It certainly was a problem that needed to be addressed. We just don't know how far-reaching it was. Nintendo said it wasn't. So we found out something really interesting this week. A Joy-Con was being sent to Nintendo to be fixed. Before it was sent to Nintendo, it was opened up and they took a picture of it. When they got it back to see how it was fixed, they opened it up and took another picture, and there is a difference. As you can see right here, Mom Brain. The difference is, in the fixed one, there's this little square.
I would like to spot, like, highlights.
It's done already. I already told you.
Well, that's that way, and that's...
No.
Smaller.
This square. No, smaller. What? There's a piece of foam here that wasn't here before.
Yeah.
This piece of foam could be...
F you and your piece of foam!
Could be foam that's been specially treated with nickel, copper, or both. And that's so it can shield...
Crumbs.
So it can shield electronics from RF interference.
Like they're trying to steal your data?
Fixing the issue. So... if you sent your Joy-Con to Nintendo, they might have given you a brand new one altogether, or they might have put this piece of foam in there. Both fix the issue. Now, here's the thing. Nintendo has come out and said that there was an issue that cropped up during part of manufacturing. This is what they figured out now. And they're saying it's not a widespread issue. It's not an issue where it affected every Joy-Con, because that's not how manufacturing worked. They specifically said... there's no design issue with the Joy-Con controllers and no widespread proactive repair or replacement effort is underway. A manufacturing variation has resulted in wireless interference with a small number of the left Joy-Con. Moving forward, this will not be an issue, as the manufacturing variation has been addressed and corrected at the factory level. So again, this is not an underlying issue with the Joy-Con or the tech inside the Joy-Con. It was a manufacturing variation that has been corrected. So if you have a Joy-Con that doesn't work, send it to Nintendo. They'll fix it or replace it. And if you buy a Joy-Con, or if you buy, Joy-Cons or a Switch from here on out, Nintendo has obviously fixed the issue at the factory level, and it shouldn't be an issue anymore. So you might end up getting one that's in stock that is an older one. You send it to Nintendo and get it fixed, but now the reason it existed in the first place has been squashed, which is good news. BDead20 says, yeah, sounds like I don't have to send in the system. I have a gray set and a neon set, both with the problem. I'll send them one set at a time and won't miss a minute of Breath of the Wild. Well, that sounds like a smart idea. I've heard turnaround time is 5 business days, which is not too bad. So if you're sending yours in, do it on a Friday.
Like if you send it in,
or a Monday.
You get it back by 5 days later, from the day you send it to the day you get it back.
That would be 5 business days.
That's great.
You're great.
I know.
I know.
Can I just tell you?
With a full mouth, yeah, go for it.
Your mother's Irish soda bread?
Your mother.
is one of my great joys in life.
Okay.
I need you to know that.
Okay.
You guys are all missing out on Brown's Irish soda bread.
You know, you do that a lot. Like, you tell the listeners who are deciding to spend their time with us how they're missing out on things, and that's not nice.
I mean, I'm missing out on stuff too, I'm sure, right now.
But
Cool stuff that they're doing. Joe Shabadoo eats Chinese food shirtless.
You could do that.
It wouldn't. Nobody wants to see that.
Yes, Kim, it's true. I am in a game. If you get Mutant Mud's Super Challenge, I am one of the characters. It's true. Thanks to the lovely Jules Watcham. North America, this week's uploads from Nintendo. What did North America get? We, on the 28th, are getting Has Been Heroes, which I'm going to talk to you guys about later because I have an advanced copy and I want to share some thoughts. Super Mario Run is finally launched on Android, so our friends with Android devices can now get the game. Mario Sports Superstars is also available. That's a game that includes soccer, tennis, golf, baseball, and horse racing, launched with little fanfare, but it is available. The Splatoon 2 Global Test Fire started yesterday, is going on today, and will end after a play session tomorrow. Themes have been updated. You can now get a Pokemon Sinister Organization Team Skull theme or a Pokemon Shiny Tapu Koko theme.
Wow.
Also available this week is Neo Geo Turf Masters on the Switch.
Turd Masters.
New Frontier Days Founding Pioneers on the Switch. Othello on the Switch.
Othello, like the game with the little black and white pieces?
You got it. I've never learned how to play that, and I want to, because I hear it's very addictive.
Hey, ironically, or not so ironically, isn't Othello the one where he's black and she's white? The white lady's in love with the black man?
I don't know. Are you saying that's why they named the game that?
Well, it's black and white. Is that Othello? Am I crazy?
I like how you're saying Othello. Have you heard of Othello before? Japanese Rail Sim 3D Journey in the Suburbs #2 is available on 3DS eShop, as is Super Destroy Not 3D. Ambition of the Slimes has a demo version. Plantera has a demo on Wii U and 3DS. You get Mahjong Deluxe 3 on Wii U, Aqua TV on Wii U, and Armored Acorns Action Squirrel Squad on Wii U. I feel like you didn't hear that, Mom Brain.
Squirrel Squad? Action Squirrel Squad?
Action Squirrel Squad?
Am I right?
First comment comes from Steel Diver. And he says,
me, am I right?
Yeah. He says, I'll buy Super Mario Run if it releases on Switch.
For $1.
Well, I don't think that's happening, my friend. I guess stranger things have happened, but I don't think that's going to be one of them. Wow. Oh, my goodness gracious. This can't be true, right? Is it?
Or maybe it was just the movie that they did of Othello.
Really putting your knowledge on display here. Why you have the internet?
Well, I mean...
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
I like how you're breathing heavy while you're eating it. You're like, oh, soda bread's good.
Guys.
Next, you just need to add in little, like, groans.
I'm working real hard here.
Guys, you're really missing out on a soda bread.
I'm hacking on the LBs lately.
All right, Europe. What did our
winter
friends in Europe get? They got Neo Geo Turf Masters. I haven't explained that's a Neo Geo game, obviously, but it's a golf game. Little Inferno, Human Resource Machine, a World of Goo have finally made it out in Europe as far as the Switch is concerned. So you can grab that trilogy, and I'd like to read you the rest, but oh, there we go. Here you go. Europe got something I'm really, really jealous of. Mm-hmm. Europe got Bye Bye Box Boy this week, and you know what? North America, Nintendo of America is like, we don't have any information. We're not telling you. It's Bye Bye Box Boy. I want to say goodbye to Box Boy.
Okay.
When do I get to say goodbye to Box Boy? Well, he's saying goodbye in Europe. He's available right now. Sudoku Party is on the Wii U and the 3DS, I believe. That sounds right. Subara City is on the 3DS eShop. Plantera, the free demo, like we said. Swap Doodle has the Cherry Blossom stationery, the Deco letters, and the Bakery Blends pen set. There's a Nindies celebration sale going on, so a whole bunch of great Nindies games at very cheap prices. Get in on that stuff. Wii U also got, Sudoku Party, so like I said. Six Sides of the World, which is a puzzle video game. We already talked about Plantera. Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do. Oh, is that Saturday? Yeah, that one song is Splatoon. I haven't had a chance to do the Global Test Fire because I've been busy, but I'm going to do it tonight. I'm getting in on at least one. Any news on Monster Boy, says Pablo. Yeah, they're considering a retail version. If you go to FDG, is it FDG or FGD? Whatever it is. Entertainment on Twitter. They're doing basically a poll asking people if they want a retail version of it on Switch. So if you want a retail version, go find that tweet and like it. That's what they're asking people to do. Tim G says, still waiting for Pocket Rumble. It's supposed to come out in March. There's only 1 week left. Well, that 1 week could be the week.
Okay. Desdemona's white.
Are you telling me or are you asking me? I don't know anything about that
Here's
stuff.
the deal, in case anybody still gives a darn.
Here's the deal. I have the internet and I still don't know what the answer is.
I do!
Okay, go ahead.
Desdemona's white. Othello is a Moor, so he has dark skin. But
Why
he's
is
not
Moor in quotes? That's what he is.
Well, because Moor means somebody who has like dark skin.
Hear yourself doing it.
But there's no saying exactly like his ethnicity, just that his skin is dark. It's open to interpretation, but he's no he doesn't look like you.
Like me?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody looks like me. We're gonna skip that one because we're a little pressed for time.
Are we?
We're already at it. We're already at an hour.
I thought we just started.
Listen to this. Don't look. I don't want it ruined.
Oh.
So you don't know this, but Sonic the Hedgehog.
You just wipe these crumbs off of me here.
Sega in Japan obviously made Sonic the Hedgehog, but they had a certain. I told you not to look.
I'm not looking.
They had a certain design for Sonic, and when they showed it to Sega of America, Sega was like, we can't use this worldwide. It's not going to have enough appeal. So they made Sonic a little more.
A big old deck.
They made him a little more friendly. So the original Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic's got a bad tune.
Not always.
He should. He's like,
listen.
Slow.
Yeah, but you're not thinking about Sonic back in the original days. He didn't have an attitude in the original days. The only thing that would give you any indication of him having an attitude would be him, like, his idle animation where he stopped and, tapped his foot.
Toe.
Yeah. But here's how Sonic originally was. Before they changed him, he had fangs.
Fangs?
He wasn't so friendly looking. He was in a rock band. And he had, and this is real art, a human girlfriend. Right here, I'm showing you. Oh. A human girlfriend.
That looks like Jessica
And her
Rabbit.
name is Madonna.
Medea? What?
Medea, yes. And they didn't, so Sega of America was like, no, we can't do that. That's not, this kind of stuff isn't going to fly around the world. It's too weird, too edgy. So they changed Sonic to, the more pop. What are you doing?
Going into the
chat.
What
were you going to say there? F-bomb? Yeah. But they changed it. And obviously Sega in Japan wasn't very happy about that.
Wait, let me see him a little better. Open it,
That's it. No.
I want to see the fangs. All right.
You don't see fangs in this picture.
Be an a-hole.
You don't see fangs because he's yelling at her. Why? That's really funny now that I think of it. Look, she's thinking about Sonic. And she's got him in a heart because she loves him. And the picture is him yelling at her. I guess he's got kiss marks on him and he's yelling about it. I don't know.
Maybe she's thinking about him being kissed by someone else.
You know, I'm going to admit it. I wouldn't be upset if they brought back this idea. And they were like, let's do what Sonic was originally going to be. Right?
Sure. Ooh, my laundry's done.
Thorgrock says, haha, what the heck is this artwork? It's brilliant. Well, it's original artwork from Sega. It's not made up. Yeah, this is the real deal. Believe it or not. We're not going to do that. Yeah, I'm done with that. I thought this was really cool. Nintendo of America opened up an official Tumblr page for the Treehouse Gang. So Nintendo has always been very closed off, very quiet. Doesn't really talk to fans too much. Doesn't let the fan base behind the curtain. And ever since they've been doing Treehouse stuff at E3, we get to see the Treehouse team, and they do live streams, and they talk to us. Nintendo's been pulling back that curtain a little bit, and this is one of the biggest ways so far, I think. Nintendo of America's opened an official Tumblr for the Treehouse team. So Treehouse dev members are going to update this Tumblr page with obviously stuff that they're working on, or not specific details, but work going on at the Treehouse side of things. And I'm sure we'll hear a lot more of that when we see other projects that are in localization, like Super Mario Odyssey or Splatoon 2 or stuff like that. So it's certainly something to keep tabs on. Right when I posted it, they had two articles. One was two posts, I should say. One post was from Nate Bildorf over at the Treehouse team, and the other one was from Bill Trinan. So keep tabs on this Tumblr. I think it's going to have some really interesting stuff, and we're going to get some insight into Nintendo that we don't usually get. So I'm all about this. I like this idea. Top rated comment comes from Silverstone14, and it says, "Just don't." Oh, there's a guy that says, "There's a lot I want to say to these people." Knockside says that, and Silverstone says, "Just don't be a dick about it, and you'll be fine." Life lessons. That is the truth. Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. It's a great way to live.
That's right.
I can be a dick. Sometimes.
Most of the time.
Take that back. That's really not true.
You're being a dick right now.
I'm not being a dick.
75% of the time.
Promise?
Real answer?
Yeah. What percent of my life am I a dick?
To me or in general?
In general.
Give it a 50-50?
That's so not true.
What do you mean? You think I'm lying?
What do I do that's being a dick?
Well, see, I count being a dick.
I recycle. I really almost never eat meat. I help people out. I hold doors. I tip well.
I don't look at anybody and I'm like, they eat meat, they're a dick. I'm talking about the things you say to or about people.
Maybe I'm a gossip, but I'm not a dick. You come at people in a way that you're like, I got to get them before they get me. Yeah, because I'm so afraid. I'm so afraid.
So wait, so what I'm saying is true then?
No.
Well, what percentage am I a dick to people?
3.
I would like it lower.
Mm-hmm. So would I.
Who's the one I'm a dick to? I feel like there's one person.
You can be a dick to your dad.
How so?
Well, no, you're not a dick. You just pick on him.
That's what our family does.
You're not really a dick ever.
Thanks. You're not really ever a dick to me. Hello, Rocket. Yeah, that's right, Rocket. I should have said something on the site. The time change. The time change.
Maybe if you weren't such a dick, Raw Meat, you would have reminded people.
We Lover says, "What's wrong with meat?"
I'm just saying.
Yeah, like I say, I'm not a dick. I don't eat meat. Which people that eat meat are dicks.
No. I'm just saying I do what I can to reduce suffering in the world around me. And I don't think that that's a dick move. Maybe
there is a cow out there that was like, I want to feed people with my flesh.
No.
Have you ever asked?
No.
This big, juicy, boogery nose.
Oh, don't you just want to kiss them?
Here's what Nintendo America said about Bye Bye Box Boy's release date stateside. This is a Nintendo rep. They said incorrect information about an upcoming game for the 3DS was posted on Nintendo of America's social media channels. They originally said it was coming out on the 23rd, and then they deleted the tweet. Nintendo goes on to say, Nintendo will provide additional updates once the information has been corrected and confirmed. So nothing. They don't tell us anything. That's not suitable. Not when we're talking about Box Boy.
My chat is...
Rack Attack Force says, don't do this to me, Nintendo. I love the last two games, and I desire the thrilling conclusion. Box Boy. Nintendo's best kept secret.
Oh.
Well, and how. But Nintendo's best kept secret. Love that Box Boy. Here's our last top story, which is a bit of funny, crazy news. The Switch is hard to the Switch is hard to find. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is getting fantastic reviews, getting a lot of buzz. People want to get the Switch and play Zelda. Can't do it. People are impatient. So what do? They're like, Zelda's on Wii U. But I don't own a Wii U because I never consider that. I'm going to buy a Wii U now. GameStop has said their pre-owned Wii U sales have seen a big bump because people are buying a pre-owned Wii U and Zelda. So they're buying it just to play Zelda. And I said, how funny is it that it takes a Switch being a success early on to convince people to buy a Wii U? But I said, let's look at it this way. They buy a Wii U, they play Zelda, they really like it, and then maybe they're like, maybe I missed out on some other great Nintendo games. And they go through the back catalog of the Wii U. Or they play Breath of the Wild and they're like, man, I really love this game. Nintendo knows what they're doing. And then they trade in their Wii U and Zelda to get a Switch when one is eventually available. So, to each their own. To each their own. People want to play games. It's the patience thing. And I completely understand it because it's tough. You get the idea in your head that you want to play a game, and then when you can't play it, and you're like, and GameStop's like, we don't know when you're going to be able to get more. I understand. Mm-hmm. Javer says, funny how people will be willing to pay $300 for a Wii U just to play Breath of the Wild when they should just wait a month and pay $300 for a Switch. These things will become available pretty soon. Don't know why people are so impatient. If we're going with what you said, Javer, and people, it's just an impatience thing. If they're waiting, if they want to Switch, they can't get one because they're sold out and they're impatient and they want to play Zelda. I don't know. I can't fault them. It's their money. They're doing what they want. It seems like, a little patience would go a long way, but they have no reason to show patience. It's their money. If they don't want to wait, then go out and buy it. Yeah. Just more people playing Nintendo stuff, which is not a bad thing in my mind. AC Fan 92 says, I can't imagine not eating meat since I love bacon, hot dogs, steak, and burgers. But there's no punctuation, so it's him saying, I love bacon, hot dog, steak, bacon, burger, dog.
Well, so I really enjoy some bacon.
Well done.
Yeah, gotta be well
done. There you go. There's a quiz for you. Well done. Said like that. What game is it from? I'm not asking you. Well done.
I like me a good amount of meat products, but the guilt that comes along with eating it just I can't. I just can't.
Yeah, I don't eat a lot of meat. I won't knock anybody for eating meat. I got no problem with people that eat meat. You can eat whatever you want. Just me, I don't know. It's been skeeving me out lately. But that milk,
that pepperoni?
Give me that milk. Well, pepperoni's not meat. Come on, nobody knows what that's. That's like soles of boots and spices.
I don't buy it in the store and cook it. I don't know. But I do.
Wait. Fizzgig says, hey, what's up, GoNintendo, from the Nintendo Switch Facebook group. We all say, hey, we all say, hey, what's up?
Oh, hey.
Well, we say, hey, back. As much as I flubbed that. Hello, Santiago. Santiago, I like your little avatar there. It's Stone Cold giving the double birds.
Ooh,
giving the two-finger salute.
Funny you should say that because this week, I decided and told Rummy Cowboy that when I'm laid to rest, when I'm in repose, and everyone's coming to look at the dead body because, you know, that's not weird. I want my arms crossed over my chest and I want 2 middle fingers.
What?
That's what I want.
What?
That's what I want.
All right. Let's talk about what we played. Mom Brain, what'd you play?
I played Breath of the Wild, and it's the greatest game that ever was or will be.
I'm going to ask you a question right now, and I want a serious answer.
Is it going to embarrass me?
No, it won't be embarrassing, but it might get you in trouble with me. Be honest. I promise, look at me. I promise I won't be mad. And I promise I will forgive you. Are you ready? Are you ready to answer honestly? When you were in bed.
Yes.
And you were playing Breath of the Wild.
Yes.
Did you have the system in your lap, but you were under the covers?
No.
How were you playing?
I had a pillow like under my elbows, like that.
Okay. Because I know you're complaining about the battery. I don't know what the hell happened with you, but my mom, when you said the battery was almost dead, I don't know what you saw.
It told me. It was like, look,
because we put it in the dock for like, it was like 20 minutes at most.
It had been in the dock. The battery wasn't almost dead when I put it in that night. When I played for an hour, it almost died.
Oh, because my mom took it out that night and she seriously played for at least 4 hours. She wasn't playing Zelda, she was playing other stuff, but she played it and got the battery warning like 3 some odd hours into it. And I said, ignore it, you still got a lot of time. And she played until they left and it still hadn't died, and then we put it in the dock. But you're talking about a different night. Okay, fair enough. All right, so you're playing Zelda. You got anything more to say about it?
Well, I talked to you since I did one of the
Divine Beasts?
Yeah.
I don't know why I was going to call it Divine Shrimp. I have no idea why.
You were about to.
Did you beat the Divine Shrimp? Oh, spoiler!
The Divine Shrimp.
What about it?
Well, I did the Divine Beast.
What one? Tell me where it is. Don't tell me what it is.
The one that you saw me do.
Oh, the Zora one.
Yeah.
That's where my sister is today. That's her first Divine Beast as well.
I've been having a nice time.
I wonder what it is about the Zora one that makes all of us go there first. And I randomly happened upon that one.
I like that one, and I like where the Zora live. I think it's a nice place, and it always is.
Like a fertile valley.
And it's always like peaceful.
Well, not when you first go in there.
But in all the games.
See, so
I did a lot of good looting on my way there.
When I played, I didn't even know I was by the Zora thing.
I love to loot.
But that whole thing is covered in rain because of the Divine Beast. I won't get into more spoilers, but you know what I'm talking about before. And so that whole area is covered in rain, so you can't climb on the outside. And I saw somewhere I wanted to go. And I was like, I want to go in there, but I can't because of the damn rain. It's always raining. And I looked at where I was on the map, and I was like, it's probably because of the beast. So I just walked around the whole outside of that valley, and I found a place where I could sneak in. And I went in that way and was like all over the mountains and everything. And then like I looked down into the valley and I was like, oh, this must be the Zora place. And like I paraglided down. So that was my first time talking to a Zora. Like I never talked to any Zora before that. Because outside there's a whole bunch of other people are like, hey, the prince is over here. Yeah. I never talked to any of them.
So you didn't do anything with the prince going to where they lived?
I don't know what that means.
Well, I don't want to spoil anything.
I went right to the king.
Oh.
I landed right there, and he was.
Because you missed a whole.
The red guy was there.
A whole thing.
I'm sure I did. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'll tell you about it later.
Yeah, I went right to the king, and the red guy was there with him.
Oh, the stingray guy.
The guy you ride on his whatever his name is. The guy you ride on his back when you're going to the Divine Beast.
The prince?
Yeah. He's
not red. Is he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's red. I'm going to say 99.9% Prince Sidon.
I thought he was blue.
Travis says I'd suck on Prince Sidon's fin.
Yeah, he's cute.
Look him up. He's not blue. He's red. Yeah, Cyrex says he's red.
Okay. He's got a nice mouth.
Okay.
Also.
By the way, go check out.
friends.
Does he call it? Trying to think of it. You go on. Thank you, Straight Jeff.
Done some towers. Lit a couple of those MFers up. Just did some stuff with the Gorons. I don't like where they live. I don't like it at all.
Why?
Well, I don't
it's
like
hot?
that. Well, I just don't. I mean, I haven't gotten into the heart of where they are, but that whole area, like, I don't like it where the tech lab is. That tech lab.
But I love that song. The Tech Lab song.
Yeah, I know. I just don't want to.
It's okay.
It makes me feel like a homesick a little.
It's gonna be okay. Straight Jeffin said something quoting me, but I didn't actually say it. But I'll say it right now. Go check out Sidon Rule 34. As long as you're of age, I'm sure there's plenty there to check out.
All right. Well,
yes, Digital Worlds. I don't want to spoil it. I'm not going to read out loud what you said, but I agree with that. I thought that too. I'll talk about it in a couple of weeks. There's a point I want to make, but as far as I'm concerned, we're still too early. We're not far enough out from the game. I don't want to spoil things. Is that all you played, Mom Brain? God damn it! What's going on with my eyes?
You okay?
Yeah, just itchy. You're doing Rule 34. Well,
What do I do?
Go back. Go on. Go on. No. Yeah. There you go.
Whoa! Oh! With Link?
Of course. No, I haven't, Mr. Roger. No, I'm sorry. Santiago. No, I haven't. I talked about it on the site. I didn't talk about it on the podcast. I'm waiting for more specific details about them. The bottom of Das Boot is right there.
Oh, hey, guys.
Laxter says, that's a nice view of a foot. And Fizz Gig says, night bottom of Das Boot.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
All right, so you're done. Yes?
Yeah.
What did I play this week?
Lord.
I played... So I've been meaning to get the demo for Puyo Puyo Tetris from Japan, and I just hadn't done it. And then Andre over at Game Explain sent out a tweet, and he was talking about how he got is getting such a ridiculous amount of playtime out of the demo. And I was like, God damn it, Andre, now I gotta get it. So I downloaded it, and I've been playing that a lot. Played it on my own, played it with Mom Brain, which she didn't say and hurts my heart. I played it with my mom. It's fantastic. I love it. It's Tetris and it's Puyo Puyo. It's them together, but I love that, especially multiplayer. So it's a blast. That demo, I'm sure Sega doesn't want anybody to say this, but I feel like you could get the demo and never buy the full game. I feel like there's enough in the demo because the demo has multiplayer in it. So local multiplayer anyway.
So
it's really good. Mom Brain, why didn't you say we played that?
I forgot. Look at this. Look at that website.
What do you mean look at that website? What
On
are you
his
talking
arm.
That's funny. So yeah, if you haven't gotten that demo, obviously it's only on the Japanese eShop right now. Go on and get it. It's well worth your no money and amount of space it takes up on the Switch. Fantastic. If you like Tetris, get it. If you like Puyo Puyo, get it. It's really good. It's so much fun. Mom Brain had a hell of a battle going on. Remember that one you had?
I did.
It went on for a really long time.
It got intense, man.
So I've been playing that. That's good. I played a little bit of Blaster Master because I'm trying to, or Blaster Master Zero, because I want to take my time with it because I really like it and I don't want it to end. So I'm playing that. And then, so I got an early, I played Breath of the Wild, but I'm not going to spoil things. I got an early copy of has been Heroes, which is so outside of my wheelhouse. It's ridiculous. Like, it's not a game I would ever pick up on my own because I'd be too afraid of it. I would read about it, and I have read about it, and I've been interested in it, but hello, Asian Style. I just know I'd suck at it. But I have that advanced copy.
Wow.
So I'm playing it. There's so much to say about this game, and I feel so dumb talking about it because it's so, again, outside of the norm of what I play. So what I'm saying could make no sense. But, all right, so your 3 characters, you control 3 characters at once. They're in a line. There's a top line, a middle line, a bottom line. It's side-scrolling. You have a portion of a map, and the map has dots, and you just choose the dot you want to go to. You have to be able to connect them. You can't just choose a dot on the other side of the map. You have to go through the map to get there. And when it gets to battles, obviously battling is the main part of the game. It's for me, it's very complicated, and I don't think the game does a good job of explaining it at all. And I don't know if it's really easily understood for people that play these type of games or if it's not. But I feel like they really didn't do a good job explaining it. You get a tutorial in the beginning, but there's just so much stuff that they gloss over or don't even discuss. And I think that's going to be a problem for people because I have been playing it, and I always go into a game like with an open mind, and I can fault a game for not teaching a player how to play appropriately, but I won't fault that. I won't be like, the game doesn't teach you how to play, so the game sucks. I will say, the game doesn't teach you how to play, and that sucks. But when you learn the game, there's fun. So
there's fun. When you learn the game, there's fun.
I'm going through it and learning things on my own. And I'm at a point now where there's a nugget of, for me, there's a nugget of really good fun in there and sense of accomplishment that I really enjoy. Because when you really learn how to use the gameplay system and the mechanics, you get into a rhythm. Because the game asks you to do a lot. But when you get into a rhythm, it feels good. Like, it feels good to accomplish a battle. So it's so hard to... All right, so let me talk about the battle system. So you have the 3 lines of people, and then you have 3 lines of enemies that come at you. And the enemies are constantly moving towards you in real time. And then you, at any time, as long as your little stamina meter is filled, once you make a move, you have to wait for your stamina meter to fill in real time. It takes a couple seconds or something like that. But you pick which line you're going to attack with. So say there's enemies coming on the top line. You pick your character on the top line and you go in for an attack. So when you go to pick the character and what you're going to do, that freezes time. So nobody's moving. You can take as much time as you want there and figure out what you want to do. Then after the attack, everything freezes too. And you have the option of switching another character into that line. And the character that just made the attack will go down to the open line. So you could do one attack with the top line guy and then switch in the middle line guy up to the top. The previous top line guy goes to the middle to recharge, and you go in with your second attack on that one. Now, characters have different amounts that they can hit. So a character might be able to do 1 hit based on stamina or 2 hits. Or there's also spells that you can use that regenerate over time that double up your hits or even other stuff too. So one character can do like 3 successive hits, but if you use this spell on a turn, you can get 6 hits. Because you have to break down enemy stamina as well. So you can't just go in and hit them and hurt them right away. And you can also stun enemies, which leaves them open on the battlefield to go in for another attack right away. So the way you pick between the lines isn't with the joystick, it's buttons. So like there's Y, B, and I don't know, A or X. I don't remember which one it is. So you hit that, then you hit another button for attack, then you have to hit another button for the line of the person you want to swap in. So you hit their button, then you hit the other button for the line you want them to go to. It's very complicated. Like there's a lot going on. And then when you throw in all the extra spells and the items that you get, and the recharge times and all that stuff, it is frantic. I know time freezes, but like when time freezes, I have to like think in my head, like, okay, I hit this button, I hit this button, I hit these two buttons, then I wait, then I swap. Like,
that sounds like way too much work.
There's a lot.
It's not relaxing.
You know what it reminds me of, which is a genre I personally don't enjoy? It reminds me of Diner Dash. Diner Dash I find so scary.
Stressful?
And stressful, or Cake Mania, whatever those are. Because people are coming into tables all the time, and you're like, all right, I got to clean this table. I got to sit these people. I got to bring these people their food. I got to take their dishes back. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But in this game, you know, I'm working past my distaste for that because that's not fair. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's a bad game. So I'm working through it, and yeah, there is an element in there that I really do find fun. But the game, I feel like, does a lot to keep you from getting to that. And the mountain you have to climb in the beginning is so big. It asks a lot of people, especially if you're someone like me who is very unfamiliar with a lot of this stuff. And the game is not afraid to kick your ass right in the beginning. It's very tough. So I feel like a lot of reviewers, well, there's a handful of reviews out right now. And they're all over the place. And I think it shows how reviewers are, in a sense that they're not willing to give a game a chance after it doesn't mesh with what they enjoy, which is kind of a weird thing to say. But like I said, this is not a type of game I would play. But I don't go into the game thinking I don't like this type of game, so I'm not going to give it a shot. I work through all that stuff to get to what the game is. And then I look at it from the perspective of that perspective. Because I've seen and read some reviews that are like, it's too hard right off the bat, not worth my time. That, you know, as a consumer, that's fair. But as a reviewer, I feel like you have to work through that. You can't just be like, this game's too difficult. Nope. You have to like go through, at least put in a good amount of time with it. And if you're still feeling that hours later, okay, I got you. But like I spent an hour really learning the base mechanics. Then I took it from there. So yeah, it's really interesting. It's definitely tough. It's definitely going to be divisive. It's definitely a challenge. I don't know what to tell you. Like it's tough. I wish they had some sort of demo, but I don't think they're going to. I don't know. I mean, watch videos that are out there. I'm going to do some footage for you guys too. Yeah, there's so much to it, and there's stuff I don't even know right now, but there's a lot to it. It is very, even though you've paused time when you're planning out moves, it's very fast paced. There's always guys coming at you. There's always things to do. There's so many button presses required. You really have to know where your lines are and who's there and what you want to do. And like I said, the enemies are constantly moving at you. There's a lot, but it is unique and it is interesting, and I do have fun and I get a sense of accomplishment. And I can tell you that the fun that I am having is enough to put me back into the game. It brings me back to the game to try it again. The problem is when I'm thinking about going back to the game, I'm like, I have to be in the right mindset because it's not a game I can just pick up and play. It's like, all right, I know when I pick up this game, I'm going to have to like really focus. It's going to be like an hour of gameplay where I'm like really paying attention, and this is what I'm zoning in on. Like I can play Zelda and talk and do whatever, but no, not with this game. I can't. That might just be me, but I feel very intense. That's the word. So it's a unique one.
Sounds terrible.
Reviews, like I said, are going to be all over the place. I
can't.
If you're on the fence, I can't tell you anything to get you off the fence. You're going to have to try it on your own or watch gameplay footage. A lot of it.
Okay.
But yeah, like I think this isn't a knock against Mom bringing it all, but I think if I gave it to you, I don't even like. I want to give it to people that don't know anything about it and see if they can figure stuff out. Because if they can, I don't blame them at all. But that's my thoughts. I've been waiting to talk to you guys about that. I tried to let I tried to get permission to talk to you guys about it in a video before, but I wasn't allowed to. There was only one embargo, and it was for the review. That's all I could do. So I didn't feel it was fair to do the review because I'm still learning stuff. But yeah, I tried to get permission to talk to you guys about it early, but they wouldn't let me. So that's why I'm talking about it here. But yeah, I'm going to do footage of the game and put it up on the YouTube channel. Maybe it'll go with the review or maybe not. I don't know, but it's an interesting one. I'm very eager to hear what other people have to say about it. Talk about has-been heroes, my friends. So yeah, interesting. One of those games, man. One of those games. I feel like it both warrants poor review scores and doesn't. Because I don't think the poor review scores are for the quality of the game. I think the poor review scores are for the reviewer's lack of diving into what the game is. But then again, it could also be they don't feel the game's worth the time because they don't. There's so much going on and it wasn't easy to understand or easily tackled. I don't know. It's a very tough one to approach, but that's my thoughts on it right now. I can tell you I'm going to play it more because I want to. So, I mean, what does that say? I got no idea. All right, Mom Brain, that's the end of the show. You got to get up.
What?
We're done here. Well, except for a little bit of after show. Great job. You did a great job today.
Really, thank you.
Yeah.
You're a treasure.
You did the best job looking at side-on porn.
Yeah.
He's red.
He's red.
What color is Mifa?
She's blue. No, she's red too. She's like a purpley red.
Which one is it?
Red.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Mifa's Grace is ready. Or whatever she says. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Have a great week.
My pleasure.
Play some games. Have some fun. Stick around for the after show if you want, which is 2 seconds long. And we will see you next week.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. Goodbye, everybody.
I think the cat was chewing on this. Look.
The cat came back
Like right
the very next day. Here?
No. Here.
Oh, yeah, I see. Are you sure it wasn't you?
That's gross.
All right, we got after show here. Talk about whatever you want for the next 2 minutes. If you go to life.topgolf.com, this is not a plug that gets me anything. It's a plug because I want to plug it. They have an article up about WrestleMania 33. Me and 2 other writers gave our predictions for all the matches at WrestleMania 33. Go check it out. Let's see how wrong I got it. I've only been watching WWE for like 15 years. Let's see how many match predictions I screwed up. Alejandro, one day, my friend. As for her live streaming WrestleMania. You know, sometimes I do think about different paths in life. And if I didn't do a Nintendo focus, if I didn't focus on Nintendo in my work, I would have focused on wrestling.
You wouldn't have at the time you started focusing on Nintendo.
Yeah. I talked to Mom Brain and I've said in a different life, I would have tried to become a wrestler. A professional wrestler. Which is not professional. But I would have done that.
Why can't you now?
Because I'm 34.
So?
Now's not the time to start learning. Like, look at AJ Styles. He's around our age, and he's been wrestling for a very long time.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be like, I've finally learned the craft. I've honed my skill. Hire me, WWE. I am 60 years old.
Yeah.
But I would like to do commentary. I think doing commentary will be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think that'd be great. Yeah, Alejandro, I mean, our friends want to do commentary. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, Alejandro, that's true. DDP started wrestling at 30, but see, I'm screwed.
Yeah, he's DDP.
That would be a lot of fun, man. Yeah, you know, now, see, that's something I do a Patreon for. Wrestling commentary, like doing our own live stream commentary along with the pay-per-view. I do a Patreon for that. That would be a blast. Oh my God, that'd be so much fun. Like me and Vitamin G And R-Type, that's my drink. R-Type is getting into it now. He texted me the other day, and he said, I'm legitimately excited about WrestleMania. Did I tell you he's really getting into wrestling? Like he said, I'm legitimately excited for WrestleMania. Not like I'm excited to see everybody involved, because that's the truth, but WrestleMania in and of itself. Legitimately excited. You know what Friday is? Hall of Fame, baby. So, Forget Your Life says, with a name like Romy Cowboy, you're better served going into male stripping. Yes, another passion of mine that I didn't follow. What could have been? TIW says, why don't you try covering Nintendo and wrestling?
There you go.
If there were 48 hours in a day, I would love to cover wrestling. I really would. But that's why I'm talking about Top Golf, because I have the chance to write about wrestling over there. Yes, Top Golf is where I write about wrestling. Life.topgolf.com. I'd buy that for $1. Says, are you going to be happy when Roman Reigns beats The Undertaker? I want you to know I'd buy that for $1. My prediction, I say Roman Reigns is going to beat The Undertaker. I have some doubt, but I'm over 90% confident he's going to beat The Undertaker. I think he's going to beat The Undertaker. I think Brock Lesnar is going to win. I think Roman Reigns is going to beat The Undertaker, and I think WrestleMania next year is going to be Brock versus Undertaker, or versus Roman Reigns, because it'll be the two people that were able to beat The Undertaker. It's Brock Lesnar's last year in his contract, and Roman Reigns beats him because they want Roman Reigns to be the top guy. So the two guys that could beat The Undertaker go against each other. Roman Reigns wins. Brock Lesnar leaves. The end.
That's terrible.
Santiago, I'll be watching NXT as well. Alejandro, I've seen episodes of Lucha Underground. I want to watch more, and now that it's on Netflix, I have the perfect way to do it. So that's how I catch up. Yeah, I want to get into Lucha Underground definitely more, because I'm a fan of. I believe his name over there is Johnny Mundo, who we know as
Johnny Nitro.
Yes, but then he changed his name.
Johnny Mercury.
That was his tag team partner.
Johnny. Pants.
Morrison, remember?
Yeah, John Morrison.
All right, guys, that's our after show. We talked a little bit longer than I expected. But thanks for watching.
We got to get you to TJ Maxx. That's what you want to do today.
How come you can touch my neck, but I can't touch your neck?
It's just, please don't.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Have a great week. We will see you next weekend. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.